Hi, my name is Reese and I play in the band Shark Eyes from North Queensland, Australia. And this is my Kepler Iris semi-custom left-handed 7-string guitar. Some backstory on why I bought this guitar. I was in the market for something on the higher end where I could customize it a bit. In Australia, being left-handed, that becomes extremely expensive. I came across Kepler guitars and looked at the prices, and I was able to get this at a really good price for being in my location and being left-handed. I wanted a single pickup, I wanted a kill switch, I wanted 7 strings, I wanted all the cool stuff that you see all over Instagram and on YouTube, and this is what I've got. Kepler offer a couple of semi-custom options, which are set shapes that you're able to modify to your liking. And those modifications, I was able to get the product that I wanted right here, which is a 7-string heavy riffing machine. Before I get into the specs of this guitar, I want to explain the setup that I have. I've got the guitar hooked up to my Kemper, which is running parallel with an input into the Laney cab, which is an FR cab behind me, straight into my interface. So the guitar stuff that I'm playing here is actually being recorded and fed back to you with a Neural DSP Gojira Archetype X tone. Now onto the specs of this guitar. The body is a white ash, which is very similar to swamp ash. White ash is the only available option for us in Australia if you want something similar to the swamp. It is finished in a green to black burst with an open grain satin finish. So essentially what's happening here is that the grain is being wire brushed usually out and left open, so I can actually feel the changes and the undulations across here, and it gives that really nice finish. The neck is actually a 7-piece maple and mahogany laminate, and I can actually turn it around and show you there. The fretboard is an African mahogany fretboard with a custom Kepler logo inlay there, green as well to match the paint job. Along the side we've got glow-in-the-dark side dots. And then on the headstock we have Kepler's own locking tuners. These are designed by Kepler and manufactured elsewhere and placed on the guitar, but they're really good. Have no issues with these at all. The bridge is also designed by Kepler, and I believe that the depth is a bit longer in here to allow for different intonations for different tunings, which I thought was actually a really nice touch. The kill switch here basically turns on and off the sound. I don't want any knobs, I don't want any switches. I want the full sleek look, which is what I've got. So this pickup here, I requested Kepler make a pickup specifically for this guitar, which was going to be very aggressive, very high output, simply for heavy riffing, which is what I want. Kepler liked it so much that they've actually added it to their line of available products. So you can buy one of these if you order a Kepler guitar. It is called the Equinox, and I absolutely love it. I received this guitar back in May. I think I waited about 6 months for delivery. This is a solo luthier, so he's building this all himself. He doesn't have a manufacturing line. He's doing this all within his workshop. 6 months is actually very reasonable for turning around a custom product like this. The standout feature to me really is this pickup. I find that, you know, most of the sounds you get out of the guitar come from what kind of pickups you're using, and this is exactly what I was after. It sounds so good. It sounds heavy as heck, and you can even dial in some really good clean tones with it. The string clarity is really good in both high gain distortion and in the cleans. And the kill switch is super handy. Like, you know, I've never owned a guitar with a kill switch. I always just use the flip switch, or, you know, you've got a mute on your pedal or whatnot. This eliminates the need for any of that. Perfect. So if you made it this far into the video, I thank you for sticking around. This is my first video. I plan on doing more. I have other guitars I'm going to review, particularly left-handed stuff. I want to specialize. It's the only orientation that I can play. So it's hard for particularly Australian, like out of the US and Canada areas, for left-handed guitarists to find something they can get their hands on. You can't go to the shop being left-handed and play the guitar you're after. You probably might find a right-handed version, you can play it upside down. It's not that much fun, I can tell you that much. So you have to really rely on reviews. You have to kind of find what you're looking for. And I want to try and help left-handed guitarists find the products that they're looking for. The music in this video as well is all Shark Eyes, and as well as Cruelty and Kana, which is my side project. That will be released later in the month, so you'll be able to check that out. Link to Shark Eyes music in the description. I really would appreciate it if you go check that out. Follow us on Instagram, add us to your Spotify playlist and whatnot. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I would really appreciate it if you considered subscribing. My name is Reese. I'll see you next time.